What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And today we have a little bit of a serious topic. This is looming on a lot of people's minds. So I figured I'd address it because I get these questions all the time. And like always, I tell everybody, do your own research. The only thing that I can tell you or show you is what I'm going to be doing. It may not be the right way. It may be the wrong way, but that's all I'm here to do today. But so what we're talking about here is Ethereum is not always going to be mineable. In past years and months and onwards, Ethereum has been the top mined coin for GPU miners. That's how it's been. If you weren't mining Ethereum, it was probably because we were in a pretty severe bear market and you were trying to find other coins that were more profitable. But since we've been in a really, really strong bull market, Ethereum has basically been a top runner every day. There are the little coins that pop up and are more profitable for a short period of time, but Ethereum has won out over the vast majority of the time. Now, that being said, Ethereum is going away. It is going to transition to proof of stake or Ethereum 2.0, which means you will not be able to mine it anymore. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, I'll just keep mining the offshoot of it." Well, there's no guarantee that there's going to be, people are like, "Oh, well, it's going to fork and it's going to do this, going to do that." Nothing is guaranteed. The main Ethereum is going to go to proof of stake. It is going to transition to Ethereum 2.0. That's where the vast majority of money is going to flow along with it. So we won't be able to mine that anymore. Now, some people are like, "Oh, well, I'm just going to flip back over and mine ETC." Well, ETC has got some things happening and probable algorithm changes, and it's looking like it's not going to be a long-term GPU mining option either. So there are other options, and obviously you need to do your own research and all that jazz. But what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to share with you guys, because that's kind of what this whole channel is about. I try not to pigeonhole people into different areas or I try not to tell people what to do at all. I just show you guys what I'm doing, show you how I'm doing it, and then if you want to do it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I've done things wrong for a long time, so every now and then I get it right, like a little bit at a time. But what I'm going to be doing is basically living and watching what to mine. So if you're not familiar with what to mine, let me open that up real quick. It is right here. All right, so whattomine.com, very, very valuable piece of software here. This has a bunch of graphics cards on it, and it shows what is the most profitable current mined algorithms or coins for those graphics cards. So if you select, right now we have a 2060. Let's go ahead and select a pretty common card right now, a 3060 light hash rate. We'll calculate that out, and that shows up as the coins that are profitable on it. So looks like one of the top coins right now is Ryo coin, and then Tint, Conceal, Flux, Equilibria, Ycash, Aeon, and then way down here is actually Ethereum. So Ethereum is pretty, I'd say, a good bit down the list on how profitable it is compared to these other algorithms. Now, when it goes proof of stake, Ethereum's not going to be on here at all. So just take that into account also. So what that means is these are options for stuff that you can mine today. And all this changes on a daily basis. So if you're watching this a week, a month, a year from now, everything's going to be different. Anybody that says, "Oh, this is the coin you need to mine and this is the one you need to stay on," nobody's going to know. There's going to be such a huge shift in hash power that some of these projects, some of these coins are not going to be able to withstand it. It's probably going to hurt some more than it helps others. But the cream will rise to the top, and hopefully the next dominant coin will take over. And I feel like that will happen. Now, which one is it going to be? I'd like to think that it's going to be something along the lines of like Raven Coin or Flux, but I really don't know. It's up in the air. So what am I doing to prepare for Ethereum 2.0? Because I get that question literally all the time. As I'm trying to buy, when I do buy graphics cards, I'm trying to buy efficient graphics cards that are also decent at mining more than just one algorithm. And what I mean by that is I'm staying away from buying any Polaris cards. 480s, 580s, 570s, 580s. These cards just tend to be weak when it comes to mining a lot of the other core intensive algorithms. So, for example, a 570, you're not doing a whole lot on Ethereum Classic, Ergo, like all these algorithms are really really lacking on a 570, whereas a very, in my opinion, similar card hash power wise on Ethereum, because a 570 does about 30 mega hash. You could compare that to like a 2060, for example. They do about 30 mega hash. They do it a little bit more efficiently, but let's calculate that out. 2060 is technically a little bit newer, or a lot newer than a 570, but you have a lot more options for things that you can mine, and they literally mine like double. So just food for thought here. Getting on what to mine and clicking on different cards and different amounts of cards and then calculating it out will give you a good idea of what is better at mining different things. For the most part, NVIDIA cards are better at mining more than one thing. The older AMD stuff was like basically you're kind of stuck on Ethereum or Ethereum Classic. The newer AMD stuff has got some power behind it. For example, if we type in a 6700 XT and go down the list, you're going to be able to do some Ryo. You're going to be able to do some Elysium, Conceal, Equilibrium, Flux. Now, they're not as good as a similarly priced NVIDIA card, but they are better than older AMD. So I think what's going to happen first is the market's going to get flooded with the older generation cards. So you're going to see tons of 470s, 570s, 580s, 480s. Those are going to hit the market first because those are the ones that are going to lose the most profitability right off the bat. Your newest, latest, and greatest NVIDIA stuff, I don't think is going to hit the market right away. Not unless we see some kind of big bear market push and profitability really tanks. But yeah, that's kind of one of the big things that I am doing is buying the right cards. And now this is all depending on price, because every card's a good card and every card's the right card at the right price. So what I'm talking about is close to or slightly above MSRP. I would rather buy newer gen NVIDIA stuff. I do not like LHR stuff, so I try to stick to non-LHR, which is tough. But 20 series, 2060 supers, 2070s, they are awesome cards, and a lot of times you can get those for a pretty decent deal. So they mine a little bit of everything. They're very, very efficient. I love those cards. On the 30 series stuff, I love 3060 Ti's, 3070s, non-LHR. I try to stay away from the 3060 nerfs or the 3060 light hash rate. They're kind of a couple hoops to jump through, and they don't make out for a good rig build, in my opinion. And by the way, I apologize. This video is going to drag out a little bit longer. Just trying to kind of get all of the thoughts out of my head, because I get these. I'm getting these questions, and people are concerned, and they have a right to be, because right now, if you're buying in and you're just starting out mining, you're almost entering into a losing battle if you're only going to mine Ethereum, because we have potentially only a few months left. I'm going to say that it's most likely going to get pushed back. If it holds true, a lot of people are thinking it is going to merge this summer. So, we got about a half a year, and most cards right now at MSRP or even slightly above MSRP will not ROI in half a year. So that means potentially you won't make all your money back. But does that mean it's worth the risk? For me, absolutely. I still keep buying cards, but I have a farm of cards that have previously paid themselves off. So I'm in a different situation than a lot of new miners. So whenever I recommend stuff to new miners, I recommend it to them. Don't invest any money that you're not afraid to lose. Obviously, there will still be some intrinsic value to hardware, even if the market does tank, but it will be a fraction of what you've paid previously. I did read some comments where they're like, oh, if the market tanks, GPUs are going to be worthless. And I don't think that's going to happen. Just like the last time when the market tanked, yeah, prices did go down, but people were not unloading 1080 Ti's for $100. They still had a solid value because they have a solid use case scenario in other fields. So we're not going to see, $100 3090s and $150 3080s. No, 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 no. If anything, we'll get slightly close to MSRP or even under MSRP cards. I feel like that's probably how it's going to go. So I'd love to see 3060 Ti non-LHRs like in that $300 to $400 category. That would be awesome. I think 3080s will probably be like non-LHR 3080s. I'm not even talking about LHR. I think LHR, for the most part, gamers don't want them because they have worse resale value, and obviously miners don't typically want them because they don't perform as well. Obviously, there are people out there that are making good money with LHR cards. I have one or two LHR cards. That's kind of like I got them because of the situation I got in. But if I can help myself, I am staying away from LHR cards. I think they will definitely lose their value much faster because even if you're not a miner and you're a gamer, why would you buy a card that has less features, or even if they're not features you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So non-LHR, definitely the way I'm going to stay. Hopefully we are seeing a new generation of NVIDIA come out this year. There's been rumors about like 40 series coming, and maybe if the bear market hits, they won't be as concerned with pushing out LHR stuff. So, I mean, that's maybe a pipe dream. Hopefully AMD can step up with their 7000 series stuff, but I don't know. I don't have huge hopes for it because AMD has definitely positioned themselves as not being concerned with producing cards that are as good at mining efficiency. They're definitely focusing on gaming, and I get that. They're building gaming cards, but it is frustrating to see that NVIDIA is outperforming AMD on gaming and mining and efficiency and price. It's just like, man, everywhere you turn, it is hard to justify buying an AMD GPU right now. And I know that probably hurt a lot of people's feelings. I have AMD GPUs, newer, older, but it's like MSRP to MSRP. I don't see a lot of people buying or why they would buy AMD cards. Now, availability wise, you go into almost any micro center in the US, there's AMD cards sitting on the shelf. There has started to be some NVIDIA cards finally sit on the shelf, but those are some of the more less desirable, the super overpriced 3070 Ti LHR. Sorry, there's no non-LHR 3070 Ti. And then LHR 3070s that are super overpriced. It's the cards that don't make sense. And that's kind of the case on the AMD side. It's like, $1,000 6700 XTs. Like, who's paying that for a 6700 XT? It's crazy. Okay, that didn't mean to get off on a rant. So, to recap here, how am I preparing for Ethereum 2.0 or the Ethereum merge ahead of time? I'm just buying cards. I'm being careful about what I buy, and I'm mining up as much Ethereum as I can until it goes proof of stake. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I already pulled off of Ethereum. I'm mining other stuff." I have a feeling Ethereum's got a long way to go, and I think it's got a lot of room to go up. In the meantime, I am mining as much Ethereum as I can, and I'm selling off about 75% of my Ethereum. Obviously, got to hold a little bit of it, but I feel like Ethereum it's at a good value right now. I feel like it'll probably come back down before it goes way up. So I'm just trying to get that cash, get it out, get it liquid. So that way I'll be ready to buy up cards whenever there's market instability. And I think we will definitely see some market instability after the merge. So I'm getting ready by stacking the cake, folding cake, stacking money, folding money, whatever you want to call it. Keep some cash on hand. There are going to be people liquidating their farms. This happened during the last bear market. And when it happens fast. It's like, say, for example, me, a guy, boom, all of a sudden my farm's barely breaking even on power. It's not worth it for me to run. I post it up online. I'm like, hey, $10 a mega hash. I have 3 giga hash. Somebody bring me 30 grand. That sounds cheap, right? And then you can go and be like, hey man, I got 20 G's with your name on it. And he's like, meet me in the middle at 25 grand. Boom, 3 giga hash, 25 grand. That is right now, a month ago, or even right now, those kind of prices are literally like unheard of. And that's what people do is they sell off their farms. They'll be like, yo, I got a giga hash, I need it gone, a grand or 10 grand. And they'll be like, boom, motherboards, power supplies, cables. So you get a lot more for your value. Like your money goes a lot longer. It's hard to explain that to a lot of the newer guys. And I'm not some like crazy old OG that's been into it forever. I've only been into it now for about 4, coming on 5 years. But I've been able to go through one solid bear market and then, 2 bull markets essentially. And during that market instability and those bear markets, just be ready. Have money ready. I guess that's probably the biggest form of advice I can give you. I missed out on a lot of solid buys. There was a guy that was selling off 1070 Ti's, and he was selling them off for $100 a piece, but he had to buy them all, and he had like 70 of them. And I just, at the time, I didn't have the cash to buy them, but man, even to this day, like I'd still probably be running those cards if I got them because they were such a good deal. Now, hindsight's 2020. 1070 Ti's are not all they cracked up to be, but yeah, I would have got a lot of good time out of those cards. Is what it is, though. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing to plan for Ethereum 2.0. Comment down below. What are you stacking Ethereum? Are you stacking cash? Are you, I don't know, not doing anything? Are you planning on selling your rigs off? I am not going to be selling my rigs off. I am going to be phasing out some of my Polaris cards. I think I'm probably going to start doing that here in the next maybe a couple months, because I think those are the ones that are going to be, like I said, mark my words, there's going to be sub $100 570 8 gigs. It happened. It's going to happen again. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So there's going to be a lot of upset people that bought $500-$600 570s and 580s in the last few months, but it is what it is. So with that being said, I am going to let you guys go. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you see where I'm coming from here and you agree with me. I don't think mining's going to be dead, because that's another thing that people keep saying is like, oh, Ethereum's gone, mining's dead. Mining is going to be there. It may pull back heavy. It may look dead, but it'll be beaten. Definitely. So I'm actually really excited to see what coin takes like the top spot, because everybody refers to the mega hash that cards produce by the top coin. It's been Ethereum for so long, that's how we refer to everything. Yo, man, 3080 does 100 mega hash. We don't be like, oh, a 3080 does 100 mega hash on Ethereum, but it does this mega hash on this, and then these sols on that, and then these on that. No, we refer to them as just the top hash. So it's like if Raven takes over, it's like, oh man, it does boom, and it's gonna kind of change the landscape of how we talk about cards. And I think that's kind of cool too, because there's a lot of guys that like ingrained all these hash rates of just Ethereum, and if it changes, like talking about like, oh, I got 100 mega hash 3080, it's like, bro, you don't, because you can't mine Ethereum, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. Anyway, so hopefully you guys could like take something away from that. I don't know. I think I went and I rambled too much maybe. All right. Well, so let me know who the real OGs are down below. In your comment, before you write a comment, just go ahead and write in just fish, and then your comment afterwards. So if I see somebody dropping the fishes down below, I know they made it. I unfortunately wasted too much of your time, but you made it to the end of the video, so I thank you, kind sirs, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.